I come from a musical family, but of strong men and women. My mother, whom you mentioned earlier, Jeannie Arlen Peterson, single mom, raising her 3 boys and 2 girls after my father passed when he was 48, a musician, having to take care of, I was 4, my brother was 10, Patty's 14, Linda and Billy are out of the house. But being a woman in the music business, how has that journey been for you?
Well, I mean, you and I have a similar type of story. My dad was 40 when he was widowed with 7 kids. I was 11, and my baby sister was 3.
Whoa.
She's a nurse practitioner now. She's Dr. Maria Holmes. She's the superstar. I'm just trying to hang with her.
I love her.
So because I was kind of put in a leadership position before I even knew what that meant, I was forced to mature maybe quicker than most. And I was 5'10" by the time I was 12. So I was playing in clubs at 13 and lying and telling them I was 18. As long as I didn't drink or do anything illegal, I didn't, I wasn't into drugs or anything like that. So I was able to kind of just do it. I just wanted to play. My mom bought my first guitar, and within a year, she was gone. Wow. So having it in my hand helped me not miss her so much, helped me grieve when I did miss her. And she said, you can do this. You can do whatever you want. I was playing piano. I was singing in every choir. I was doing all of that stuff while she was alive. So guitar was the fun thing to do because I had to take piano lessons, which for me weren't all that much fun.
Right.
That's why I'm not a great piano player. So I just wanted to play. Mm-hmm. And I just wanted, and I had 4 brothers, so I was used to the male dynamic. So as long as they saw the guitar before they saw me, I just didn't really, I don't know how to put this, but I didn't really put a lot on my sexuality because I was tall, female, but I grew up a tomboy playing all the sports with my brothers because I was pretty much their babysitter. So I played basketball, baseball, it's like, okay, she's one of the Dyson kids, So I was tall and lanky, not really buxton or anything to look at, and I just wanted to keep playing. And I really didn't focus so much on, hi, I'm the girl. I was just like, hey, fellas. I can play this part. And, I had a lot of, blowback. A lot of folks would just come up and put their head next to the amp to make sure I was playing, because in a lot of bands in Virginia, we didn't even have the money to buy keyboards or anything. So most bands had 2 guitar players. And, I learned a lot of the keyboard parts to a lot of stuff on rhythm guitar for our, lead player to float. And then we had some horns and, we all that average white band, Tower Power, James Brown with the 2 guitar players, Beatles with the, multiple guitar players, all that 2 guitar player stuff, I kind of learned how to do. And people just kind of got used to, oh yeah, that's that Dyson girl. And, like I said, I didn't, when I had the bikini body, I wasn't really into showing the bikini body because I wanted them to see that I could play.
Sure.
And, I didn't, and I'm not downplaying or by any means criticizing how, women dress or present their art. I think you should do that according to your personality. But because I was put in that position, my fashion was secondary. And I'm sure you can go back and find some pictures that show that.
Oh, I'll definitely be going back to find those.
I really, at that point, I was wearing what the band would wear, or they would come up with costumes or whatever somebody told me to wear. I was like, okay, I couldn't, it was so secondary to me. I got to keep playing music.
Did you get she's a girl?
Oh, lots.
Okay. That's what I'm wondering.
Well, I'm saying I grew up in a house with 4 brothers telling me all the time, hey, she's a girl. And but I was taller than them.
Right.
And playing the sports and beating them. until they. So I was used to that, and I was like, yeah, but I'm a girl, but I'm still hanging with you.
Right.
But I will still make this shot. Why?
So they respected you, and you found a way in through that, through your playing, just who you were.
Yeah, I mean, so it would happen, but it would always be a but. And a lot of people would let it stop them, but having 4 brothers underfoot, because my 2 sisters were after my 4 brothers. So it was me, the 4 brothers, and then my 2 sisters who were like living baby dolls for me to play with, pretty much in age.
You're the oldest cat?
Yes.
Ah, got it.
So when guys would come up and say that stuff, it would be like, yeah, and
I wouldn't mess with you. I got news for you.
But I'm saying, my dad and my brothers kind of made me go, yeah, and.
Okay.
And my dad would always say, don't get mad, baby, get even. Whatever they say, take it all in. Don't get mad about it. Figure out a way to beat them. And, we play chess. And I'm like, Daddy, let's play checkers. He's like, no, the checkers for lazy people who are going too fast. I want you to learn how to play chess. Go the long game. So, whoever would say something like that or blah, 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 time would always come around where they would have to see me again. It's like, she's still doing that thing. Yeah. So
you just kept coming like a freight train.
Well, my mom was encouraging me from above and just saying, hey, you can do this. And when it started to open doors and pay my rent and give me a roof over my head and make it so that I didn't have to ask anybody for anything,
Was there ever a point where your father said...
She set me up for that. She set me up. My father never wanted me to do it. And when she passed, he locked my guitars in his room.
That's what I was just about to ask you. Was there ever a time...
My baby sister was like a little bit of a gymnast when she was young. She used to jump off things and just scare us to death. So she would climb up the back way. There was a big oil tank in the back, and she'd climb up, go through his window, open the door. And I'd take my guitar and go and play the gigs, and he would come, and I'd get in trouble. And we fought for many years.
Interesting, huh?
Until I got in a band where the manager would keep my guitar at his house because he knew my dad.
Find a way to beat him.
Yeah, my dad never. What father wants his teenage daughter out doing gigs and playing in clubs when he's like working 12, 16 hours? Nah.
Right.
No. But he knew that I wouldn't stop. So,
Was there a point where he came around and said, I'm really proud of you?
Yeah, it took a while. It took a while because he was a jazz guy. So anything I played that was not jazz, first of all, he didn't think it was music. So that was a whole nother situation.
Well, that's a generational thing, though, for sure.
Yeah, I remember being young, and he's like, this is a guitar player, and he played Wes Montgomery, and I was like 10. I was like, Dad, that's cheating. That's 2 guys.
Right.
So whenever I want to really just bring myself back to square one, I put Wes Montgomery on, and it grounds me, and all the guitars that he loved, because of course I was going way the other way. Anybody he didn't like or anything that didn't sound like jazz, the louder, the crazier. Deep Purple, Hendrix, Stones, anything. He'd have to come home and turn that noise off.
I've said in other interviews, Mom used to call that rang-a-jang music, whatever that means. Rang-a-jang, smeary guitar music.
Exactly.
And then her 3 sons got in the Steve Miller Band, so whatever.
There you go.
So how do you transition out of your house being the eldest or the matriarch, really, at that point? So how do you transition out of the house and into gigs? Because I'm sure if you're the oldest, you must be almost a matriarch, taking care of your little brothers and sisters. How did that all transpire where you're moving out? And then how do you get to Montreal from, what was it, Virginia? Is that where you grew up?
Yeah. Well, I got into college, which is where I met the Wootens. And, I had my own ideas about things, and my dad and I finally had the final conflict. And he pretty much, I don't care if you're on honor roll. I don't care if you're doing this. You're setting a bad example for your brothers and sisters to get out. And he kicked me out.
Whoa.
Came home. Stuff was on the lawn. Locks were changed. Brothers and sisters in the house. He told us not to let you back in.
Okay.
So he didn't accept any of that until after I was out there and did it on my own, got my own place, did my own thing. And then, then he kind of said, okay, you're serious about this, And, I guess he just wanted to, if he figured you're going to be that tough and you're going to, challenge me in my own house, I'm still the general. So it was tough love and all of that. But